Chosen one, the walls you've built around your heart have been a necessary fortress until now, but they're about to become a gateway instead. Don't look away from what's stirring in your spirit right now. You are not here by accident. What if the love you've been praying for has been quietly orchestrated for months, waiting for you to reach the exact spiritual frequency you're vibrating at today? If you dismiss this as mere coincidence instead of divine appointment, you'll miss recognizing them when they appear in your life within the coming weeks. This isn't just another message about love. This is heaven interrupting your timeline with a sacred announcement. What's ahead in this message will show you exactly how to recognize the soul God has been preparing for you. But first, the reason your past relationships had to end wasn't because you weren't ready for love. It was because you weren't ready for this love. Hit the like button to declare, "I'm ready to receive this divine message." It takes just a second, but helps spread this word to thousands of other chosen ones who need it right now. Comment 777 if you're declaring today as the day you step into divine abundance, favor, and breakthrough. What's on your heart today? Leave your prayer request in the comments and then take a moment to lift someone else up with words of encouragement. When you share your prayer, others will intercede for you. When you pray for someone else, God moves in ways you never imagined. And to all our channel members, thank you for your continued support and faith. May God return it to you in peace, provision, and divine favor. You know, for what feels like forever, your heart has been quietly, sometimes painfully, learning this really deep, profound language called patience. It's not a language you choose to learn, not one you sign up for in a class. It's etched into your very being through experience, through the quiet crucible of waiting. And if you're honest, truly honest with yourself in those tender, vulnerable moments, there have been so many lonely nights, haven't there? So many moments when you felt a deep ache, a quiet longing that seemed to echo in an empty room. There were countless doors that just wouldn't open, no matter how hard you pushed, no matter how desperately you knocked, feeling the splintering wood against your frustrated knuckles. And those silent mornings when you woke up to a new day that felt just like the last, and you just wondered, has God forgotten about me? Am I truly seen by heaven? Is my story just paused indefinitely? It's so incredibly easy to look back at those moments, those seemingly barren seasons, and see them as a form of punishment, a divine reprimand for something you might have done wrong, or even worse, as undeniable proof that maybe love, deep, true, soul-filling love, just isn't meant for you. Perhaps you're just wired differently, destined to walk a more solitary path. But what if I told you that every single one of those moments, every tear that traced a path down your cheek in the darkness, every quiet struggle you endured when no one else was watching, every single time you felt overlooked, forgotten, or simply misunderstood, wasn't a punishment at all? What if they were not signs of abandonment, but rather like precious rubies, slowly, painstakingly being embedded right there into the very core of your spirit? Imagine a master jeweler with infinite patience and precise hands, selecting each raw stone, knowing its true potential. Each tear became the water that polished that rough surface, each struggle the pressure that shaped it, making it more radiant, more valuable, more resilient. You weren't just enduring, you were being refined. You weren't just waiting, you were becoming. Each facet of your being, once hidden, is now catching the light, making you uniquely radiant, more precious, and utterly ready for what's next. You are not less for the waiting, you are profoundly more. Can you feel it right now? That subtle hush, a quiet reverence that might be settling around you, a gentle stillness that wasn't there before. It's not an empty space, not a void where something should be but isn't. No, that hush is pure, pregnant expectancy. It's the sacred quiet before something truly incredible begins to unfold. Like the deep-held breath just before the overture swells in a grand symphony, or the profound stillness of nature just before dawn breaks into glorious light. The kingdom of God, it's not slow to fulfill its promises, beloved one. It never drags its feet, never operates on human time or human limitations. In fact, It's exquisitely precise. It's meticulously exact, like a master craftsman who takes their time, knowing the intricate dance of creation, ensuring every detail is perfectly aligned, every piece precisely fitted, knowing that the final creation will be breathtaking, a true masterpiece. Those walls you instinctively, even painstakingly, built around your heart, the ones that felt like protective fortresses, rising stone by stone with every disappointment, every betrayal, every painful experience, they absolutely served a powerful purpose. They kept out a lot of potential heartbreak, didn't they? They shielded you from more pain, from further disillusionment. They were a necessary shield in a season of vulnerability. But here's the beautiful unfolding paradox, a truth that might just surprise your weary heart. Those very same walls didn't just protect you, they actually refined your ability to discern. They honed your inner vision, teaching you to tell the difference between what's truly sacred, what carries the weight and resonance of divine truth, and what's just a clever counterfeit, a shiny imitation designed to deceive. They taught you to see beyond the surface, to feel into the deeper currents of authenticity. Think about Joseph in the Bible, a young dreamer thrust into an unimaginable nightmare. He was thrown into a dark, desolate pit by his own jealous brothers, then cruelly sold into slavery, carried far from everything familiar, and finally, after years of faithful service, he was falsely accused and unjustly left in a cold, silent prison. Imagine the weight of that injustice, the crushing feeling of being utterly misunderstood, so utterly set aside, perhaps even forgotten by everyone he loved. He must have felt completely abandoned, his dreams shattered into a million pieces. But his waiting season, that long, dark, isolating time in prison, was never a sentence of punishment. It wasn't God exacting retribution. No, it was a rigorous, divine preparation for a reunion, for a purpose so vast, so intricate, so utterly intertwined with the destiny of nations that he couldn't possibly have orchestrated it himself, even if he tried with all his human might. He was learning leadership, patience, forgiveness, and the wisdom of God in the shadows. Your waiting has been like that too, a sacred, intentional period of preparation, honing you, equipping you with strength you didn't know you possessed, deepening your compassion, even when you couldn't see the curriculum, when you couldn't understand the why. Every lesson, every tear was weaving into the fabric of your becoming. Now here's the kicker, the subtle shift you need to grasp. Those same protective walls that were so vital for a season, that once served as your sanctuary, they can easily become a veil if you're not really careful. Imagine pulling a soft, comforting blanket over your head on a cold night, feeling safe and cocooned, only to realize that the blanket is now blocking out the very light you need to see, to navigate, to embrace the new day. This veil, woven from past hurts and protective instincts, can become an invisible barrier, making it incredibly difficult for the right soul, the one heaven has precisely prepared, to truly penetrate, to truly see you, and to connect with you in the deep, authentic way that God intends. This is where you need to choose to see with what I call spirit-learned vision, not just with your physical eyes, which are often clouded by past experiences, or with the limited wisdom of human logic, but with a deeper, intuitive knowing that comes directly from God Himself. It's a vision that perceives beyond the superficial, past the resume and the social media profile, into the very essence of a soul. It sees with the heart of heaven. If you've felt a trembling in your heart lately, a little flutter, almost like a bird stirring within your chest, or maybe a quiet ache that somehow speaks louder than words in those still, quiet moments when you're just by yourself, when the world's noise fades away, pay attention. That's not just wishful thinking, not just your imagination playing tricks on you in a moment of longing. No, that's your spirit, the very core of your being, recognizing something profound, something divinely orchestrated. It's a sign, a gentle, unmistakable whisper from heaven, telling you that the one God has tailored specifically for you, designed just for the unique contours of your soul, is actually drawing closer, not farther away. See, God doesn't just send anyone to a chosen heart like yours, a heart He has so carefully nurtured and prepared. He's incredibly intentional, purposeful in His divine connections. He sends someone whose own battles, whose own journey through the refining fires of life has forged a matching tenderness in them, a deep empathy that resonates with your own. Someone whose scars, their past experiences, their moments of struggle echo your own story in a way that creates a profound understanding, a rare sense of empathy, a shared language of the soul. But here's the key, the truly transformative part. It's someone whose faith doesn't just match yours, it multiplies it. Their presence in your life will make you feel stronger, more courageous, more hopeful, and deeply, truly connected to God, not depleted or drained. You won't feel smaller or less. You will feel expansively more. You're about to perceive a presence, a quiet kindness, a spiritual resonance in someone who might show up in the most ordinary way. Maybe as a new friend at work, a passing conversation in a coffee shop, a fleeting smile across a crowded room, or even just a name that suddenly keeps getting pressed on your heart, almost like a gentle nudge from the divine. This time, please, whatever you do not let old disappointments, old hurts, or old expectations answer the door for you. Do not let the ghosts of your past dictate your present. Let you answer the door, the authentic, vulnerable, brave you, with a new openness, a spirit of hopeful expectation. You know, some of the greatest breakthroughs in our lives, the most profound moments of clarity and shift, often come not when we are frantically searching, digging, and striving for all the answers, but instead when we finally learn to just sit quietly with the revelation that God is already giving us. It's like, instead of trying to dig up hidden treasure with a heavy shovel, exhausting yourself in the search, you simply get still, quiet your mind, and realize the treasure is right there beneath your feet, waiting to be seen, waiting to be acknowledged, perhaps even waiting to be effortlessly uncovered. If that truly resonates with you, if you're hungry for that kind of deeper insight, that authentic, spirit-led wisdom that touches the very fabric of your daily life, then the 10 hidden truths of Jesus' parables is truly your next step, a divine invitation. It's a short, yet incredibly powerful ebook that helps to open up practical, spirit-led truths about things that truly matter, like discerning God's will for your finances, experiencing profound healing in every area of your being, and gaining incredible emotional clarity that cuts through the fog of confusion. The link for that is right there in the first comment below this video, but just a heads up, it's only available for a limited time, designed for those who are truly ready to receive this deeper understanding. So make sure you grab it. Now, as you continue listening, as these words settle into the quiet spaces of your being, I really want you to try to receive this not just as information, not just as a series of facts or concepts, but as an impartation. What does that mean truly? It means it's not just me talking at you, not just my voice echoing in your ears. It's about something shifting in you as you listen, something supernatural moving from the heart of God into your spirit, awakening truth, stirring hope, and dislodging old patterns. It's a sacred transfer of spiritual energy and insight. First, let's make some space for some truly honest inventory, a gentle but thorough self-examination. Take a deep, cleansing breath, let it fill your lungs, and then release it slowly and gently. Ask yourself, with tenderness and without judgment, are there still places in my heart that are walled off, protected by past narratives? What I mean is, those old stories we tell ourselves, the ones that have become so ingrained they feel like truth. I'm not good enough. Love always hurts me. I'm destined to be alone. No one ever truly sees me for who I am. These narratives, these deeply held beliefs born from old wounds we cling to, they create invisible yet incredibly powerful emotional barriers that actually prevent new, good things, blessings, and authentic connections from entering. Sometimes God, in his infinite wisdom and love, has to address that private bitterness, that quiet resentment, those hidden hurts that fester in the shadows of our souls, before he can truly entrust us with the public blessing, the visible breakthrough we've been praying for so diligently. It's hard for God to pour new, vibrant wine, fresh and abundant, into old wineskins that are still filled with the sour, stale taste of past disappointments or unforgiveness. Those old wineskins, rigid and cracked, simply cannot hold the new. He often wants to heal those hidden wounds first, to restore and make us whole, because a truly blessed life, a truly open heart, a life of overflowing grace, flows not from carrying old grudges or clinging to bitter memories, but from a place of profound inner wholeness and freedom. Next, beloved, give up the relentless need to perform worthiness. This is a big one, a silent burden many of us carry without even realizing it. So many of us, from an early age, walk around feeling like we have to earn love or prove we're good enough, beautiful enough, smart enough, worthy enough to receive it. We put on a show, we strive, we manipulate, we try to be what we think others want us to be. Think about Ruth in the Bible, a woman of deep loyalty and unwavering faithfulness. She didn't manipulate her way into Boaz's field, didn't craft elaborate schemes or play games. She didn't try to impress him with grand gestures or a dazzling personality. No, she simply showed up, day after day, faithful in obscurity, gathering what little was left for the poor. She worked hard, she was kind, she was respectful, embodying quiet dignity. She was seen only by God in her diligence, in her steadfast character, until her appointed moment came, until her story unfolded in its divine timing. She was just authentically herself, honest in her grief, humble in her work, devoted in her spirit. You see, your presence, just as you are in your beautiful, messy, imperfect humanity, is truly enough. You don't have to contort yourself into someone you're not, put on a mask for the world, or try to pretend you have it all together to be loved. Your authentic, imperfect, God-made self is more than enough for the one God has for you. Let that profound, liberating truth sink in, deep into your bones. Breathe it in. Then, beloved soul, surrender that exhaustive checklist of requirements you might be holding on to. We all have one, don't we? A mental inventory of what our ideal partner must be. Tall, dark, handsome, specific career, specific personality traits, has to love dogs, enjoys hiking, shares my obscure hobbies, and on and on. And sometimes those lists become so incredibly rigid, so fiercely guarded, that we filter out perfectly wonderful God-sent people simply because they don't tick every single box we've created in our minds. Boxes often built on societal pressures, past hurts, or even childhood fantasies. Are you genuinely guarding your heart from harm? Or are you actually guarding an illusion, a carefully constructed fairy tale fantasy that might inadvertently prevent you from seeing the real thing, the true, divine connection when it stands right before you? Sometimes the soul you're praying for, the one who will truly unlock your deepest potential, won't fit your carefully crafted list at all, not one single box. But they will fit your purpose in a way you couldn't have imagined. They will complement your spiritual journey, not just in superficial ways, but in soul-deep alignment, and unlock aspects of your calling you didn't even know existed, helping you step into the fullness of who God created you to be. Coming up, you're going to discover a hidden indicator, a subtle, often overlooked sign that alerts you to the right kind of love. One most people totally overlook because they're too busy looking at the superficial, at the surface-level details that don't truly matter. Now, I want you to lean into that nudge, that quiet urging that feels both terrifying and completely inevitable. Vulnerability. It's that familiar feeling where one part of you, the part still carrying old wounds, screams, "No way! Protect yourself! Don't get hurt again! Build the walls higher!" While another part, a deeper, truer part, quietly whispers, almost a sacred plea, "This is it. This is where you grow. This is where everything changes. This is where real life begins. True, authentic, soul-connecting love simply cannot take up residence where fear is stored away in secret, where every door is locked and every window is boarded up. Imagine trying to invite someone into a beautiful home, one filled with warmth and potential, but every single room is locked and barred, every curtain drawn, because you're scared someone might break in and cause damage. Love needs open doors, not just for itself to enter, but for you to truly live within it. It needs open windows, a place to breathe, a place to settle in, to put down roots, to truly be known and loved for who you are. The courage to be seen, truly seen, is the pathway to true connection. Remember how David, before he faced the towering giant Goliath, first had to lay down the armor that didn't fit him. King Saul's armor was heavy, cumbersome, it choked his movement, it was uncomfortable. It wasn't David's. It was designed for a different kind of warrior, a different battle. He could have tried to force himself to wear it, to contort his body and spirit, to be someone he wasn't, to fight a battle someone else's way. But he chose to be himself, to trust in God with his own unique strengths, his shepherd's sling and 5 smooth stones, tools he knew and understood intimately. The right love, the God-ordained love, the one meant for your soul, won't require you to become someone else, to contort yourself into a shape that isn't yours, or to pretend to be anything other than your authentic, glorious self. It will celebrate you exactly as you are, in your strength and your weakness, in your light and your shadows. It will recognize your unique design and honor it. Next, you need to learn to discern the familiar from the faithful. This is so incredibly important, a subtle distinction that can change the trajectory of your life. Not every recurring pattern or every person who shows up repeatedly in your life is a divine sign, a mark of destiny. Sometimes it's actually a test, a gentle but firm invitation from God to see if you've learned to choose differently, to break old cycles, to step into a new way of relating. We can so easily fall back into old, comfortable, but ultimately unhealthy patterns because they feel known, they feel like home, even if that home is filled with dis-ease. It's deceptively easy to mistake familiar for destiny, to think that because something keeps appearing, it must be meant to be. You might keep attracting the same kind of person or finding yourself falling into the same type of relationship dynamic, thinking, oh, this must be fate. This is just how it is for me. But sometimes it's actually God, in his boundless grace, giving you another chance to practice what you've learned about setting healthy boundaries, about recognizing red flags that were once invisible, and about valuing true character and spiritual depth over fleeting charm or superficial allure. It's an opportunity to grow in discernment. Then cultivate the art of listening, true, deep listening, not just to the world around you, but to the subtle whispers of your own heart and the gentle promptings of the Spirit within. Remember Samuel, as a young boy living in the temple. He heard God's call not by performing or striving, not by making grand declarations, but by being present in stillness, by quieting himself enough to hear a voice he initially didn't even recognize, mistaking it for Eli's. In our noisy, distracted world, constantly bombarded by external stimuli, we often miss God's gentle whispers because we're too busy, too rushed, too focused on trying to make things happen ourselves, on forcing our own timelines. Before you can truly recognize the right soul that God has for you, the one tailored to your spirit, you'll first need to recognize the voice of God within your own heart, to discern his specific, loving guidance for your life. Because his voice, his gentle but firm direction, is the ultimate compass, the only one you can truly rely on in the journey of life and love. Coming up, think about this. Ponder it in the quiet chambers of your heart. What happens when the right person looks nothing, absolutely nothing like you ever imagined, defying every expectation on your carefully crafted checklist, yet their presence, their very being, awakens something holy, something sacred, something profoundly resonant that you had forgotten even existed within you? That's the hidden indicator, the one most people miss. It's time, beloved heart, to release the timeline that keeps you anxious, that rigid schedule you've set for your life, your relationships, your breakthroughs. Think about Sarah in the Bible. Her laughter, her incredulous disbelief at God's promise of a child in her old age was rooted in her perceived delay. She saw only her advanced age, only the human impossibility instead of God's divine appointment, his perfect timing. She was stuck on her calendar, her biology, her past experiences of barrenness. But when God connects hearts, when he orchestrates a divine encounter, a sacred merging of souls, delay is not wasted time. It is transformed into destiny. Every moment you've waited, every tear shed in quiet longing, every prayer whispered into the silence of the night is being intricately woven into a beautiful divine tapestry, a masterpiece of timing and purpose. It's not delay, it's divine design, a meticulous, loving process. God is carefully, precisely preparing both you and the other person for a beautiful, sacred coming together, ensuring that when your paths cross, you are both ready, whole, and aligned for the extraordinary purpose he has in store. Practice what I call prophetic curiosity. Instead of asking, with a tinge of judgment or confusion, why them? Why would God choose that person? They're not what I expected at all. I want you to shift your question, transform your perspective. Ask instead, with an open heart and a seeking spirit, what is God doing in me through this connection? What new lesson is he teaching me? What sacred truth is he refining in my own heart? What new thing is he revealing about my purpose, about my unique calling through this unexpected person? Sometimes your own transformation, your own profound spiritual growth, your journey into becoming more like Christ, is the real miracle the relationship is meant to bring forth. It's about how this person acts as a catalyst for your own becoming, challenging you to grow in ways you never thought possible, to step more fully into your authentic, spirit-led self, unveiling parts of you that were previously hidden. Next, risk the first seed of trust, even when it feels terrifying, even when every fiber of your being screams to stay safe, to hold back. Just as Peter did when he bravely stepped out of the boat onto the tumultuous water toward Jesus. The miracle didn't happen until he moved toward what seemed utterly impossible, until he defied logic and embraced faith. He didn't stand safely in the boat praying for the water to solidify beneath his feet. He took that terrifying, exhilarating, faith-filled step. That's where the supernatural began, where divine possibility met human courage. You will never know the true depth and vastness of love God has prepared for you if you stay anchored to what feels safe, what is known, what is comfortable, tethered to the familiar shores of your past. It's so easy to stay in our little safe harbors, never venturing into the deeper, sometimes turbulent but ultimately expansive waters of true connection and vulnerability. But God's love, and the love he has for you through another soul, is vast and deep, far beyond what you can imagine or perceive from the safety of the shore. You must launch out into the deep. Now, prepare yourself, dear one, for divine contradiction. This is where God often delights in surprising us, in turning our expectations upside down. Sometimes the answer to your deepest prayer, that profound longing for connection, for a soulmate, for a divine partner, doesn't arrive as grand, sweeping romance, illuminated by cinematic sunsets and passionate declarations. Sometimes it arrives as a profound friendship that expands your world in unexpected ways, a companionship that nourishes your spirit and grounds your soul, growing slowly like a mighty tree. Or it might even arrive as a challenging situation, an unexpected twist that forces you to grow in ways you never thought possible, a necessary refining fire. Remember, the disciples, blinded by their grief and preconceived notions, didn't recognize Jesus when he was resurrected. They saw a gardener. It was only when he spoke their name, in a way only he could, with the profound intimacy and recognition that pierced their grief, that they recognized him. Don't dismiss what looks ordinary, what seems unassuming, what doesn't fit your preconceived notions of the one or the way. Heaven often hides destiny in what others easily overlook, in the humble, the everyday, in the quiet places. God loves to put his greatest treasures in plain sight, just waiting for those with spirit-learned vision, with eyes trained by him to recognize them. If fear is whispering that you'll be hurt again, that old pain is going to repeat itself, that the cycle will inevitably return, please remember this vital truth. Protection and isolation are not the same thing. They are fundamentally different. Isolation is a self-made prison, a lonely fortress you build around yourself, brick by painful brick, ultimately suffocating the very spirit it seeks to guard. Divine protection, on the other hand, is God's loving, active hand guiding you, discerning for you, and shielding you with wisdom. It's not about never feeling anything again or never being vulnerable. It's about having wisdom to navigate, to choose wisely, to walk through challenging seasons, knowing God is with you through it all, every step of the way. He doesn't want you to build walls. He desires to be your ultimate shield, your fortress, your protector. He wants you to live freely, knowing he is your defense. Finally, realize deeply in your heart that the gate you're longing to walk through, that door to a new relationship, that longed-for connection, may not just deliver you to love in its truest, most divine form. More profoundly, love, in its purest, most divine form, will deliver you back to yourself. It's about rediscovering the magnificent, whole, beloved self God always intended you to be, the one hidden beneath layers of expectation, hurt, and striving. It's a love that makes you feel more seen, more understood, and more authentically you than ever before. It peels back the layers, helps you remember the sacred, unique imprint God placed on your soul, the divine spark that makes you uniquely you. It's a homecoming to your true essence. Tonight, before you sleep, as the day winds down and a sacred quiet settles around you, I want you to quietly, gently say this prayer. Let these words truly sink into your spirit, not just as a mantra, but as a deep, heartfelt declaration, because it's a simple prayer, yet incredibly powerful in its spiritual resonance. I release all fear. I release all doubt. I step into my divine purpose, and I trust that my miracle is already on its way. Imagine those fears and doubts as heavy, cumbersome weights you've been carrying, burdens on your shoulders, weighing down your heart. This prayer is an invitation to gently, lovingly lay them down, to lighten your load, and to truly believe, with childlike faith, that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your highest good, for your divine destiny. Because whether it's love, a new calling, a profound healing, or a breakthrough in any area of your life, it's all part of God's beautiful, unfolding purpose for your life, a grand design that is truly good. If this message has resonated deeply with your heart, if you felt a stirring, a whisper of hope within you, I truly encourage you to share it with just one soul who you know needs hope tonight, who might be feeling unseen or forgotten. Be a conduit of that hope for them. And let your heart stay open, soft, and ready. Because sometimes the very thing you've been praying for, the person God has prepared, the miracle you've longed for, is closer than you could possibly imagine, perhaps just around the corner or in an unexpected glance. A quiet hello, a gentle nudge from the divine.